Back again with an Amazon special. This one is called a TAMOBYKE, something that I can pronounce, right? For once. But anyway, this is probably the coolest moped I've ever tested in this entire channel. And I've reviewed a ton of bikes. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the specs. Right out of the gate, instead of a typical 900 or 1000 watt motor, you get a 1500 watt motor. And that is not peak. Peak wattage on this is 2000 watts. Okay, so that's one. Number two, this bike comes with two batteries. This battery here is rated at 15.5 amp hours, and then the battery at the top is rated at 20 amp hours. So you get a ton of battery life, so this way you can keep riding. And I'm gonna assume that because this bike weighs about 100 pounds, that this will do anywhere between, I would say, 30 to 40 miles, both batteries at the same time, and you're pretty much cranking away. You're not being conservative or anything like that, especially in a place like San Diego, like where I live right here. 30 to 40 miles, I would say that that's a pretty good amount of riding. But anyway, what more can you want from an Amazon bike that only costs $900, guys? Seriously. Now, I'm not sensationalizing about this bike, but I've reviewed a ton of bikes, and when it comes to value, this is it right here, guys. Dual battery, 1500 watt motor. You get this amazing style. This thing is built like an absolute tank. Check it out. You got foot pegs in the rear. How cool is this? So now you can have your passengers sitting in the back, right? Or passenger, not passengers. You're gonna sit right back here, and your passenger is gonna sit right back here. They can rest their feet in the back while they go for a nice ride. This would be you and your buddies just chilling. So I like the fact that this is a nice long seat. Plenty of room for people to sit. This bike has turn signals, check it out. So press left, and the turn signal now blinks to the left. Although you really can't see it that much, it's only a turn signal in the back, but unfortunately there are no turn signals in the front, right? That's okay. I think I can live with that. Let's go ahead and try the other side. Turn signal to the right. As you can see, it's flashing to the right. How cool is that? If I turn on the light, as you can see here, the light turns on. But this ring around here, when I was at home and it was a little bit darker, this ring around here, even though I didn't have the light on, was turned on. So I think at night, because it senses that it's darker, it will turn the ring around the light on. And then when you finally turn the light on, then this will illuminate as well. So during the day you can use this, and at night this whole thing lights up, which is pretty slick. And then the other cool thing about this bike is that it has hydraulic brakes. While I was riding it from home to the park, it's only a short 5-minute ride. The brakes felt okay. They didn't really feel like they had a lot of biting power, but that's something that maybe needs a little bit more bedding. So as we continue to ride, I'll report back and I'll let you guys know what's what. You get suspension in the front, you get suspension in the rear. The suspension in the rear can be adjusted. So you see this this ring right here, this whatever this is, burgundy colored thing. If you twist this and you bring it all the way to the top, then your suspension gets softer. Or you can continue to spin it and bring it all the way down to here, then your suspension gets stiffer. Depending on how much you weigh, you know, you can mess with this if you wanted to. And then you get this little tray right here where I guess you can store stuff. As you can see here, I have a bike lock, and I put my bike lock in between this thing here and this little open tray. So on this bike ride, I might travel a little bit farther than usual. I might need to use the restroom, so that's why I have this here. But I don't know how functional this is, because if you put stuff in here, it'll probably just like fall out while you're riding. So unless it's tied down, I don't know how secure this area can be, but it's cool that it has it, right? What we're going to do now is we're going to ride down to the Miramar Air Show and take a look at some cool planes. Maybe they have some jets or stuff like that. For the short amount of time that I rode it, like I said, from my house to the park, it feels like it could be a lot of fun, like something like this for like teenagers. I don't know, if I was a 17-year-old and someone gave me one of these as a present, oh my god, I would not stop riding this. I would always ride it, like no matter what time of the day it was. I would go everywhere with it. Who needs a car when you have something like this? Who needs a motorcycle when you have something like this? I have a motorcycle channel. It's called Petrolhead. Not sure if you guys know or not, but I review and I ride some of the most baddest bikes ever. I'm talking about like crazy fast bikes. And one of the bikes I recently reviewed, and oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, it also has a honk. So the honk is pretty loud. Okay, so that's that. But one of the coolest bikes that I reviewed, which is pretty much like a little bike that you used to commute on, is called a Honda Grom. May or may not heard of it, but out the door that bike is about $4,000 once you go through the dealer markups and the taxes and registration and blah blah blah. But it needs to be registered. You need to have a motorcycle license for something like that. But that motorcycle will only do about 55 miles an hour, if my memory serves me correctly. This, on the other hand, will do 33 miles an hour, and it only costs $900, guys. 33 miles an hour. Holy shit, I'm keeping up with the cars. Look at that, we got a Tesla in front of us. The only thing this bike is really missing is like a rear mirror. I wish I had rear mirrors, and I swear to God, this would definitely feel like I'm riding a motorcycle. So yeah, you can probably get like rear view mirrors and then put them in the front. And so this way you can take a look at your back when you're riding, because right now I don't know what the hell is behind me or who's coming up behind me or whatever. But here's another thing, okay? Half twist throttle. The half twist is right here where my finger's tapping. And then you can also pedal assist. And guess what? Look, it has cruise control. If you hold the half twist throttle for, I guess, a couple of seconds, the cruise control activates. And then you could just take your hand off of the handlebar, or just kind of hold it without using the actual half twist throttle, and then this thing will start going for you, which is pretty awesome. I can't believe this bike goes 33 miles an hour. The standard for this bike should be 28 miles an hour. That's class 3. I think this company is just bumping up those numbers just to stay a little bit competitive, because a lot of its competitors are probably offering only 28 miles an hour. So that's how I guess they have their competitive advantage. In a way, they're breaking the law, because class 3 or 28 miles per hour is the maximum you can have on an e-bike at the moment. But who am I to say? I think this is pretty cool. So as long as you don't hurt yourself, more power to you, man. Go fast. Wear a helmet. You see that? I'm wearing a full face motorcycle helmet. All right, let's go. 21 miles an hour. 26 miles an hour. 27 miles an hour. 28 miles an hour. 29 miles an hour. 33 miles an hour. Hoo-hoo! This bike is fast. Lordy. I mean, seriously, guys, $900 for this bike. These e-bikes have come a long way from what they used to be a couple of years ago. I've been reviewing these for many, many years. Before, I would say like 3-4 years ago, you would get something for around the same price, which is anywhere between $1,000 to $1,500, and you would get a whole lot less because it was brand new into the market. People really weren't acclimated to just riding e-bikes at that time, so it was a completely different thing, very, very unique in the marketplace. And then these companies were just seriously overcharging, because now they're making less money with these bikes because of tariffs, right? So you got tariffs, but you're getting more bike for the same amount of money that used to get you 3-4 years ago. That's why something like this is just such an amazing value. Oh my God, if I was like 17, 18 years old, this thing would be freaking awesome to ride, man. Doing 33 miles an hour, almost the same speed as the cars, and I got cruise control in this thing. Seriously, what a cool bike. It's got front lights, it's got turn signals, it's got hydraulic brakes, it's got suspension in the front and in the rear, big fat 20x4 tires. You can take this thing off-roading if you want to, although I don't know how good of an off-road bike it would be, but you can if you wanted to. But yeah, I mean, seriously, it's got like all the cool features anyone could ever want on an e-bike, and at the same time it looks damn cool. Check it out. Right now I got cruise control. It's like riding a motorcycle without a license, and you only paid 900 bucks for it on Amazon. And in case you see a higher price on Amazon, as an FYI, I got a coupon code down below. If you enter this coupon code inside of the checkout on Amazon, it'll save you 10%. The manufacturer that sent me this bike for free, I didn't pay for it, they said the coupon code is good for 3 months. So I would highly recommend that you buy this using my link. That is the only way that you'll be able to save money on this bike. So I believe with the 10% discount, you'll be able to buy this bike for about $900 out the door. That's with tax and everything. But yeah, under $900 for this bike out the door with dual batteries. Now, if you wanted to get the single battery version, you're like, I don't need the dual battery version, and you wanted to save some money, you can get the single battery version for a little over $600, and with the 10%, that could be your out the door price. So yeah, it's a fantastic bike. I mean, the way this bike rides, I mean, I've been only riding it for 4 miles now. I can see on the odometer it's got 4 miles. It's got a really slick display. And I know it sounds like only thing I'm talking about is like the good things about this bike, but honestly, I really can't find anything negative about it. The manufacturers who send me these bikes, we don't have like the agreement that says, oh, I'm going to say this and I'm going to say that. They just send me the bike, and I just, you know, I never ever agree saying anything specific. Yeah, so these reviews are totally unbiased, guys. I will definitely tell you if there's something negative. I've been very, very forthcoming in all of my videos about product reviews, but honestly, I just can't find anything negative, guys. Seriously, such a cool bike. But anyway, we are at the air show. I really hope that we get to see some jets.
Let's keep going.
Cool, man. Hey, how you doing? Which way do I go?
So use this bike path, heading straight down, right?
Okay, cool, man. Thank you.
There'll be a pedestrian way to travel into the base, alright?
Alright, cool. Thank you. Alright, we get our own bike path in the military complex. Oh, we just arrived and there are people leaving. I hope it didn't close. Why would anybody buy a Honda Ground these days when you can get something like this and you don't even need a dang license or insurance or anything like that? Put on a helmet, 33 miles an hour going back and forth to work, or just going to the gym or whatever. Woohoo! Look at that up there. Oh, so cool. So cool. Silver lot parking. Do we need to park? We can just go anywhere, right? I have no idea where I'm going. I'm just following the cars. It's so cool having a bike. Like, instead of having a car and you got to look for parking and all that stuff, you can just take your bike and go anywhere. And with having dual batteries, like, you can legit go 30-40 miles without having to worry about running out of juice. Where am I going? How you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing well. How do I get to the air show without going to the parking lot like the rest of everybody?
Well, the entrance is going to be that way. So right now you're at checkpoint 6, then there's 7, 8, 9, I don't know where 9 is actually, but 10, checkpoint 10 is down that way. That's like the big entrance. That's how you like get in. So we have a trolley that takes people from parking to there. I don't know what you're going to do with this. I would go park it. I mean, there's the gas station right there.
No, I just want to walk in there with my bike. I don't want to leave it anywhere. They'll steal this thing.
That makes sense. I would say go to the main entrance then.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Of course. Have a great day.
Bye. I'm glad I asked. So you got to go park back there, and then this trolley takes you to the main entrance. So those guys expected me to park my bike and leave it there? Hell no. Somebody's going to steal this thing in a jiffy. I know I got a lock for it, but it's not exactly difficult to steal. Okay, I think this is it. Alright, we got lots of people here.
Try to get it as close.
Can I just walk in with it? I'm not going to ride it, I promise. No? Okay, so I'm not going to be able to go in here, but we'll at least be able to walk in for a little bit, check it out for a few minutes, and then ride back. Alright guys, we tried going to the air show, but my lock isn't big enough. What are you gonna do? Anyway, time to navigate out of here. Is that exit?
Yep.
What a cool bike, guys. What a cool bike. I'm having so much fun riding this thing. I've been riding 8 miles. It feels so effortless. In case you're wondering about comfort, 8 miles on this bike so far. I guess it's been about 30 minutes of riding. Super comfortable, man. This seat, it's just beautiful. It is so comfortable. And if you have a passenger in the back, they can put their feet back there and they'd be just as comfortable as you. What a nice little ride. Now I got turn signals. I could just hit left to go left, and the car behind me is going to know what I'm about to do next. That's so cool. Technically, I don't have to wait behind this guy. I could just take off. I'm going that way. I'm going that way.
Okay. Anyway, look.
Now you see that? Bicycles have privileges because technically, if I was a car, they would not allow me to make a left turn. But because I'm a bike, they're like, okay. And I don't have to swerve to the right and let fast cars pass me because I'm doing 33 miles an hour. Yeah, I mentioned it like a million times already. This bike does 33 miles an hour, but I'm just impressed, guys. I'm just impressed. What you're hearing is my natural enthusiasm here. So, a little update on the battery progress. Both batteries were charged 100% before the ride, and at the current moment, it has 4 bars left, and I've been pinned like 33 miles an hour for the last 10 miles. Just in case you're curious to find out. So if I'm doing 10 miles and it's got 4 bars left, I think that goes based off of what I estimated before. You can ride this thing for about 40 miles. It's got 35 plus amp hours total. That's a lot. But the bike also weighs about 100 pounds, plus the person sitting on top of it, depending on how much you weigh. And you know, you got all sorts of things like hills and all that other stuff that plays into the whole battery life expectancy type thing that you got to deal with. So yeah, take all that into account when you're purchasing a bicycle. I was about to say motorcycle. Seriously, there's no difference between this and a motorcycle. It's just missing an exhaust sound, that's it. Like, I'm not even kidding you guys. I ride motorcycles on my other channel. I'll link it down below in case you want to see my motorcycle channel. But I ride some of the most gnarliest bikes in the world. If a motorcycle guy is telling you that this bike feels like a motorcycle, believe it. I'm legit riding this bike on the street without a bike lane and keeping up with cars. I can't believe this. Normally I would go to a bike lane, but because this bike is just as fast as just the regular cars on the street, because everybody's doing like what, 28, 30, 35 miles an hour at most, this can keep up with regular cars. Alright, so here's a little hill test. See what this bike is capable of in the hills. Meanwhile, we have about 4 bars left and I'm pinned at 21 miles an hour going up this hill. It's a pretty steep hill too. Not exactly the steepest hill that I've ever been on bikes, but still 20 miles an hour. It really shows that this bike has a good 1500 watt motor built in. Let's see if we can use some pedal assist. And wow. Yeah, so if you're using pedal assist, pedaling as well as using the power, yeah, it'll get you up there pretty quickly. Awesome. So yeah, guys, I've been riding a total of 15 miles now, and at the moment I have 3 bars left. Remember what I was talking about in the beginning? I mentioned something about the brakes being okay. Now that the brakes are fully bedded in, their stopping power has increased a whole lot. So now if I just punch on the brakes, it'll literally skid the front tire and the rear tire, depending on what I use, of course. But yeah, just when you get this bike, take it easy for like the first 5 or 10 miles. Let the brake pads bed in. Once they bed it in, you're gonna get a lot more stopping power. But yeah, the hydraulic brakes work sensational. Do a little skid right here. Whee! Nice little skid right here. All right, now we are at a place where it's really nice and scenic, but roads are pretty bad. Let's see what the suspension is really like over here, because the roads, like, oh yeah, suspension obviously works very, very well, but bumpiness is bumpiness. I don't care what kind of suspension you have. I've never, ever yet tested out a bike that is as comfortable going over bumps as a Cadillac. So don't expect that. We are at La Jolla at the moment, and the total mileage on the bike is 20. And at the moment I have 3 bars of battery life left. Now keep in mind, I've been riding up very, very steep hills, but I still got 3 bars left, and we did 20 miles. Now my estimate was that this will do anywhere between 30 to 50 miles. So considering that I've pinned it the entire time, like I've been literally riding this thing at max speed of 33 miles an hour for 21 miles now, and it's got 3 bars left, that's a very, very, very good sign that the battery life on this thing is just absolutely insane, guys. Seriously, what amazing battery life this thing has. Very, very efficient. Very, very efficient. 1500 watt motor. Bike weighs about 100 pounds, including me on top of it. And I got 3 bars left? What? That's insane. Totally insane. What a beautiful, gorgeous view, isn't it? Oh yeah. And it's got a cool kickstand. Check that out.